5 ways the super successful stay motivated and happy. Right, the key word there being happy, right? Successful and happy. As you know from the world of positive psychology, we're rewriting the rules of success, which suggests scientifically, subjectively, through my own experience, that actually you become super successful when you build that foundation of vibrancy, of happiness, of wellness, of energy. That's what it's all about. So whenever we're talking about the super successful, or I'm talking about the super successful, I've been lucky enough to work with some of the greatest athletes on the planet, CEOs, entrepreneurs, traders, brokers. I'm always thinking about the successful people that did it the right way, that have got their energy, their vibrancy, their relationships intact, and cherries on top, achieved that traditional success, whether that's career success, financial success, whatever it is for them and for you to reflect on. It's based on this foundation of happiness and vibrancy. That's what it's all about. So today's vlog is all about these 5 reasons. Now, I've had to come inside. I had this all set up outside, but I think they've decided to rebuild the Titanic at the moment. There's drilling, banging, grinding going on, so I've brought it inside. So it's a bit hot, but I'll do my best. All right, so let's start with the number 1 thing that the super successful do to stay motivated and happy. I'm whipping out the post-it note. The big post-it notes are out. You know I mean business when the post-it notes come out. 1, failure, right? They embrace the fact that failure is part of the process. This is so important, right? Because when you start to get into this, you'll realize that those people that are crushing it, that are achieving the things that you want to achieve, are no different from you. Not at all. They're not special. They don't have gigantic IQs. They're not genetically endowed with willpower and motivation and all these wonderful things. They're just like you. Now, I know at first blush that's actually quite hard to accept, because there's a part of us that wants to believe they're special, that wants to believe they're better than us, they're faster than us, they're cleverer than us, they've got more ability than us, they've got more willpower than us, they've got more motivation than us, because it allows us to stay small. It allows us not to push ourselves, because we can look at them and idolize them and say, I can't be like that. They're special. Here's the thing. They're not. I get it. There are those exceptions to the rule, right? There's always the exceptions to the rule. But why look at the exceptions? Why look at like the Michael Jordans and the David Beckhams? Drop down a peg or two and you're going to see thousands upon millions of people achieving the things that you want to achieve that are just like you. In fact, the truth is this. They're coming from a place way behind where you are right now. Maybe in terms of income, in terms of their background, in terms of their career, and they are eventually crushing it, right? So get into this frame of mind, right? That no one out there is any different from you. Your goals are just as important, and you can achieve the things that you want to achieve by getting in amongst it and starting to believe that you can. That's going to be point 2. But before we get there, point 1. Failure is part of the process. When you try new things, when you step outside your comfort zone, you will fail. Guaranteed. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to mess it up. You're going to fumble. You're going to stumble. Things will go wrong. But the real super successful and happy people, they know it's part of the process. Yes, it hurts when things go wrong and things don't work out and businesses fail or career objectives don't quite come into line. All of these things hurt. But there's learning in there, there's growth in there. And what happens? Go and look at all those truly successful people. They didn't get there in one hit. There's a litany of failures and learning behind that evolution on a personal level, on a business level, on a career level. It's always the same thing. So it's part of the process. When you can get into that mindset, it frees you to try new things because you're not scared all the time. You're not stuck in that little comfort bubble all the time. It's like, do you know what? I'm going to push myself. I'm going to push on. And if things go wrong, so what? There's learning in the things that go wrong. We learn a lot more by doing things wrong than we do by doing things right. That's just one of those pieces of wisdom that stands the test of time because it's true. Failure is part of the process. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve, get comfortable with it. It will hurt, but push through it. All right, number 2, belief. Right, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're probably right. And as I just touched on already, the super successful who stay motivated and happy do so because they believe that they can do these things, even if it is above on paper, their ability level or their connections or their career or their background, they believe that they can achieve these things. And guess what? Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're probably right. This is one of the greatest gifts of wisdom in one sentence ever. It's that placebo of the mind. It's that belief that, yeah, I can do that. So when you're trying to achieve things in your life, look for other people like you that have achieved the things that you want to achieve. Build that belief that you can do it, because you can. Back to my original point, the people that are where you want to be are not doing so because they're super duper whooper. They're just like you, but they believed they could get there. They wasn't scared of failure, right? These things build that momentum, whether you're trying to transform your relationship with alcohol or transform your career. Start a new business, change the world. It's all the same, 1 and 2. Failure is part of the process. Believe you can do it. Number 3, motivation changes. What I mean by that, motivation ebbs and flows. Let's think about it. How many times have you gone to start the exercise routine or the healthy diet and your motivation is super high? So guess what? You start super hard, hit sessions, 5K runs, 10K runs. Yay, I'm going to do it all because I'm super duper motivated. What happens? The effort level stays high, motivation starts to drop. This is behavioral change. This is science, right? We know if motivation starts to drop and effort level's too hard, you won't do it. So the trick, you're always going to be hit with a lovely spark of motivation when you start something. When that starts to fade, drop the effort level. Make sure you drop the effort level. Make it a bit easier and easier. And even though your motivation is starting to drop, you'll continue to do the things that you need to do. So instead of the hit session and the 10K run, it might be a 1K run. Instead of the 1K run, it might be a walk around the block. Instead of a walk around the block, it might be a couple of press-ups. But you keep that momentum that you're someone that exercises every day. And from that place, you can then start to build into and broaden your exercise routine. For example, rather than it just being dropped, there's that inertia, nothing happens. Keep up momentum, right? If your motivation starts to change, because it will, make things a bit easier. Another secret around motivation, connect with the wins. What is it that the activities are giving you that you want to stay motivated for? For example, is it meditation? You know, you want to learn to meditate. What does meditation give you in the moment? Not in the future, not in the past. What is it giving you now? Buy into the wins in the moment, whether you're trying to save for a house, transform your career, or learn to meditate. That generates a whole new level of motivation as that spark starts to fade, but you start to connect with all the wins in the moment. That motivation starts to pop up a bit, and then you can raise the effort level, and then all of a sudden you've built this wonderful momentum around exercise, meditation, career development. All right, that's number 3. So 1, get comfortable with failure. 2, believe you can. 3, motivation changes, learn to change with it. Be an office athlete. If you're training with me at the moment on the office athlete program, you'll know what I'm talking about. You've got to be nimble, you've got to be ninja-like when it comes to motivation. 4, streak with a twist. Right, a lot of the super successful use this as a method, right? You need to know where you are. You need to have a tangible barometer of improvement or progress. So keeping a streak calculator is so important. And within my work that I did with One You Know Beer, which has helped hundreds of thousands of people at this stage, reach millions of people, but helped them make this behavioral change around alcohol, what we noticed was this. When people kept a streak, it was really motivating. They'd get up to those big days, 21 days, 90 days, 365 days. But what happened when they stumbled on a big streak, it was disaster. What's the point? I've failed. How is it a failure if you get to day 10 or day 21 or day 60 or day 90? Just a blip, right? So streak with a twist. The twist being, if things don't quite work out, keep going. Mark it as a blip and keep going. Whether you're trying to meditate, trying to move your body, change your diet, change your career, change your relationships. The same stuff. Have that tangible barometer of progress, but streak with a twist. All right. The final point, number 5, have a plan for all of this stuff. Have a plan. This is what I'm talking about in my Office Athlete program all the time. Have a plan. If you don't have a plan, evolution has a plan for you. Other people have a plan for you. The microbes in your stomach that are not even a part of you have a plan for you, right? Think about it. How does your day work out when you don't have a plan? Suddenly, you look at the phone. There's an email from the boss about an urgent request that needs to be done urgently. People need you. It's not because they're being mean. They need you. They need your time. And if you don't have a plan, they have a plan for you. And you can spend your entire life marching to the beat of someone else's drum, following one disaster to one deadline, to a lost lunchbox, to another deadline, to another urgent thing. And at some point you wake up and go, oh, I haven't actually done anything for myself for the last squillion years. I've been too busy chasing everyone else's demands. Have a plan, a proper plan that you can come to every single day, whether that's via a journal. Know what it is you're trying to achieve. Know how you're going to get there and reconnect with who you are on a daily basis. This is key, because then you can politely push back on those people that have got demands for your time. You can politely oversee that evolutionary urge to sit on your bum and not do anything, or to eat that thing that you shouldn't eat. You have to have a plan. The microbes in your stomach communicate via the vagus nerve directly to your brain with the same neurotransmitters that actually can dictate your actions. It's crazy. If you don't have a plan, evolution, someone else, the microbes in your stomach have a plan for you. That is what we're on, this little motivational adventure together. And it's all about going through these 5 types of things. It's about creating a plan, right? Every single day to be just a little bit better. That is what the super successful and happy people do on a daily basis, almost without thinking. It's ingrained into their life. And that's what I challenge you to do. To work with me, to be a part of this little adventure. I'm live every day, don't forget, on Facebook, Instagram, 7:30 a.m, BST, giving it a bit of motivational welly to try and get all of this stuff ingrained into your life so you take charge again. You have that sense of trust, of consistency in your own life, and you start to achieve all of those things that are possible for you, because nothing is impossible. As I just said, everyone else that's achieving what you need to achieve look just like you. Right? There is no barrier to the limit of the things that you can achieve. All right, let's do this. Hopefully that was helpful. Drop some comments, drop me a note if you enjoy these blogs.